that'll be nice. We got a lot of work to do and not a lot of time to do it. But we got one side on. It is much nicer with these hubs. Update on the steer, the little rogue steer. He is back in. We got him in. So he's back with the cows. And I also figured out what my fence issue was. And if you remember the front gang discs, we had adjusted them last fall. Hey, welcome back to Ohrmundt Simmentals. This is Chris. All right, it is Monday afternoon, and I'm kind of onto my new schedule, or old schedule, however you want to call it. So my regular day-to-day football activities are over. I do have equipment turn in for our freshmen tomorrow. So still not quite sure how that'll work out, but as far as doing stuff here. But on the dock for today, we're gonna feed, and then we're gonna take the 44 back to the farm. We fueled it up yesterday and just left it here. And we're gonna start working on getting the duals put on, because they're calling for rain, pretty good chance of rain early next week. We want to get these fields that we chopped on chiseled up, so we got to get moving on getting the duals on. Running all these guys through the chute yesterday or 2 days ago. These guys haven't even been phased. So yeah, today is going to be kind of starting on the rest of the next couple of weeks, getting the duals on. We want to get those two fields chiseled. Then we probably got to talk to the mill, see if it's still possibly too late, or if we can maybe get in some winter rye on a couple of fields. So yeah, we're feeding cows a bale. This is another one of those oats bales where really Dad's liking feeding them out. Eventually we got to get on to last year's hay crop and start mixing that in. Yeah, everybody's liking, I don't know, they love these oats bales. And they're doing really good. Cows are looking good, really bouncing back. Any of them that were getting skinny over the summer, they're starting to really come back nice. Those first calf heifers are coming back nice. All right, a little bit of an update. It's a little hectic doing this because we gotta just kind of go. But we got one side on. It is much nicer with these hubs. We got this guy cranked over to where it needs to be, and then we should be set here. We just kind of have to line up the key. So we're gonna grab the other dual and hopefully get it in place. Hey, how's it going? All right, it is Tuesday afternoon. Last night we worked on the duals. The first one literally took us start to finish with spinning the one wheel in and then putting the dual on, maybe 35 minutes. The next one, we quit at 7:30 and spent like an hour and a half on it. And just for whatever stupid reason, it would not go on. We had the key lined up, everything, it just would not go on. Don't know why. So we're gonna feed, and then we're gonna go down to the shop and finish that. We have a different idea. So had equipment turn in for our freshman team. Went really, really well. It's just over the years you figure out how to kind of let them do most of the work and just trying to keep it organized, and then you finish up and kind of polish it up and clean it up. And yeah, in and out in an hour. Not too bad. So other than Friday night or any other playoff games, yeah, I'm here. So that'll be nice. We got a lot of work to do and not a lot of time to do it. But we are going to throw a straw bale in for the steers. I haven't let them outside yet, like on the other side of that red gate, because this fencer is apparently not strong enough to do what the Cyclops can, which is give me some good shock back in that corner. Come on, boys. Let's go. Come on, up, up. Come on, up, up. Hip, hip, let's go. Hey, 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 hey. I said hey. All right, hey, it is Wednesday afternoon. Yesterday was pretty short because I had equipment turn in, and by the time I got home, it was kind of like feed quick, do a little something else, done. I spent some time working on our dryer. It's making a weird noise, but oh well. And of course, it won't stop like misting / raining, but all of a sudden the sun peeked out, which is kind of nice. So we're gonna get cracking. We're gonna feed cows, and then we're gonna head down to the shop, and we are gonna finish putting that dual on. All right, let's see if we can find the one I'm looking for. It is a 313 first calf heifer, and the only reason she started to come up in my mind is she's the mom of our mic drop, and had somebody asking if we were gonna have any bulls this spring, and potentially one that would be able to go on heifers. I was kind of giving just the rundown of pedigrees and stuff like that, and I said, honestly, probably all three of them are potential calving ease candidates, because really mic drop is pretty decent on calving ease. The bold ruler is probably the best one, but then also the True Justice is probably pretty decent also, only because that 53 heifer, she is pretty moderate and pretty low birth weight herself. The 313, and like, okay, who is your mom again? Kind of popped in my mind, and I'm like, you know what? I really just haven't seen her in a while, so I want to find her. All right, where, oh where could she be? Is this her? Actually, this might be her right here. This one right here. She was just a tick bigger on the frame. I can't, she's got that puff, right? Yeah, that's 313. GL 313. This is her right here. So this is a True Justice daughter. Yeah, some of these girls are gonna need new tags. It's just, I don't know why they're getting so faded. I was like, Peasy's tag right here, I think that tag's got to be like 4 or 5 years old. I mean, usually I don't typically replace the tag because you can't see it. I only really replace the tag because it's been ripped off. So but yeah, just the funny thing is she just blends in. This 313, we've got a couple of them that are all solid black, kind of the same body, so that's why I just haven't gotten around to just noticing her. And then with her faded tag, that's the other thing. She does have an orange button on the backside. Hi Deja. Barb, how are we doing today? What we got here? Like this 75, I mean, she's already a 3-year-old, but she's an extremely moderate framed cow, so I wouldn't have minded her being just a little bit bigger. You know, like you got 430, moderate frame, but she makes up for it in body length. Here's another one of the, here's the 53 True Justice daughter. So, and of course it's starting to sprinkle again. Today is the last day we're gonna feed them a bale on this field, and then they will move. I'll slide them over. They'll be on the old sorghum field tomorrow, and then we'll bale graze a bunch out there. All right, so we got the dual on, and it was actually much easier when we took the 1/2 and I actually zip tied it to the axle. So we got it on, it's all set, it's ready to go. So a little change of events. Neighbors stopped over and told Bethany that, hey, there's a calf out in the neighbor's field. Is it, you know, if it's one of yours, or is it the people across the road? Dad and I drove out there. It's not theirs, it's not ours, but it is the guy who does our tractor work. So it must have got out last night. He said he lost it in the dark. So he's gonna, I think he's gonna come out and try and chase it towards the farm, and we're gonna see if we can get it maybe north of the border, see if that works. If not, I guess we'll go from there. All right, update on the neighbor's runaway steer. So we got him, sort of. He let himself in with our cows, the ones we just fed. So hopefully he'll stay in there, he'll calm down. It is, if you look really close, that little guy just to the left of Cher. You see Cher, she's the really light blonde one. And then he's like standing to her right, your left, but behind her. So, I mean, nice little steer, little like brockle-faced steer. So hopefully the cows help him stay calm. They're a little agitated. Fingers crossed. All right, Thursday afternoon. Basically, I've been watching my cameras for the last 2 hours because there's that stupid little steer calf. He managed to find his way out. So we're going to try and do some stuff to get him back in. And then I'm going to have to figure out a way to take off, unhook lines or certain sections of the fence so we can try and get some more juice on the line. But we might also try and bring him and the whole crew into the yard here and try and sort them off. So, all right, apologies for not filming, but update on the steer, the little rogue steer. He is back in. We got him in. So he's back with the cows, and I also figured out what my fence issue was, and it was actually, if you look through the panels there, don't mind the standing water. Actually right, because that's Factor and Whitey Gergs, right behind them, either they did or the steers did, bump the wire and push it up against those metal panels. And typically, or most of the time, when you're looking at fence and it progressively gets worse, you find that resistance further upstream. You know, you keep working your way around your fence and you find out, okay, where does it start really dropping off? And that's typically where you find a ground or a fault. This one, literally, about, other than going through the rest of the white wooden fence over here around the loafing shed, it's about as far to the end of the line as possible. And it's in a spot where it blends in and it's hard to see the issue. I pulled that away, and at the end of the line on the wire, it was easily 8,000 or 9,000. So yeah, that helped that situation out. But what we're going to do is we honestly, we don't trust him. So we're actually going to try and get him in. So we got to do a lot of moving and shaking to move guys around so we can try and bring the cows in the yard just like we did for preg check. All right, so we got calves in the long pen, so they have plenty of room to move around. Wasn't too bad, honestly, just getting them in the barn. And really, it never hurts to run them through an area that you typically work them in with no result. Like, there's no stress. Like, they just went through the area into the back pen. Now they're like, oh, okay, that's it. We get to go in the barn, and that's all that happens. So that they start remembering that going in the barn isn't such a bad deal. Dad's just throwing a little bit of an oats bale right here. This is going to be to kind of entice some of the cows. Worst case scenario, if we can't get him in the yard, I have an easy 8,000 on that fence line. I feel a lot better about that. So makes me feel better about that 11 joule fencer. It's like, man, 11 joules for the size area we have should not be an issue. All right, now I got to move the steers into their spot. I got to close this gate, and then, well, this is where it gets interesting. All right, we got him in the barn. He is in the barn. He is locked up. He's got water. He's got hay. Yeah, I'll show you him in a little bit. He is actually still intact, or he's still got a lot of stuff left there from getting cut. Maybe would also be an indication of his excessive spryness, but he is locked up. He's in about as secure a location as we got. So now I'm going to honestly go open the sorghum field. We're going to put him back on there and go hook up a bunch of the stuff that I just unhooked. So this is one of the crazy things. I just gave them fresh grass, and there is grass out there. Like, there's some 6-8 inch grass out there, but yet they're coming back and they're eating the oats hay. Looks like straw, but they love it. So yeah, the last couple times they have not wasted a drop out of the feeder. All right, everybody's back where they're supposed to be. Calves are fed. Cows are fed. Cows have new grass. Bull and whitey Gergs back where they're supposed to be. Steers back where they're supposed to be. So yeah, that worked out pretty good. Now granted, he's not on the trailer yet, but he's in about as secure a location as possible, and you know, we're just glad we were able to get him in, help out some friends. And all right, we're wrapping it up for tonight. So we got some stuff we got going on tomorrow. Want to make sure everything is fed decent. Make sure this guy is still in. And then want to get Dad hooked up with a chisel plow because we really want to get that done. And tomorrow looks like a decent day to do that. So maybe there's a little chisel plowing tomorrow. Stay tuned. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right, it is Friday morning, technically. So I'm home early, got a half day today because I got to catch a bus at 1:30. So what we want to do right now is we're going to get Dad on the chisel plow. A couple of zerks on here I think we're going to hit, and then we'll decide what field we're going to start on. All greased up and ready to roll. So we'll just follow Dad and he'll just decide whichever field he wants. Even though it is the third weekend in October, or actually technically the last weekend in October, we might still want to try winter rye on here. The weather doesn't look too horrible, but the other reason is too, we've got these big ruts in here from spraying, so we want to get those cleaned up too so that they don't hold water come springtime. And also knock down some of these weeds and the grass and all that other good stuff. So Dad is going at a little bit of an angle across the rows. And if you remember the front gang discs, we had adjusted them last fall so that the discs would go in the ground a little bit because those discs are wore out a little bit. So we just need to adjust them so they actually did something. And it looks like they're actually doing what they're supposed to do. Actually, Dad's going through some of the spots right now, which I wasn't sure if he was going to do it that way or not. But at least this way he can kind of get with the ruts and clean them up that way, and then go through and chisel the whole field normal. Kind of helps fix them double, because you know there's definitely some compaction at the bottom of those ruts, and the water won't drain away like it's supposed to. Dad wanted to get through the major ones that go this way. He just wanted to do a light scratch there, so that as he's doing the down and backs this way, it wouldn't be so rough when he gets down here, because he can handle the ones that go this way. As he's going at an angle, he can kind of take care of those. It's not a huge deal for him. He just wanted to make it tolerable as he goes around them. So he's gonna go around that starter, and then he'll probably finish off over here. But we're gonna go grab him something to drink, and then I gotta get to the farm and start feeding. All right, so Dad is off and running on that. We were just talking about when he gets behind the house. We're not going to chisel everything that had corn on it this year. Only chiseling like from the gate north, because if we potentially graze the cows on that next year, then that's the only area we would want to do that on, and fix any ruts that are up there. So that is the plan there. All right, got my exercise in for the day. Dad wanted me to scrape this off because neighbors are going to come over and they're going to pick up their little delinquent. This guy. Oh, it does look like he got banded. So, nice little feeder calf. I mean, he's not small. It does look, he is intact, but it does look like they might have put one of those bigger castratic bands or whatever they're called. The bigger ones that handle, you can do like up to 800 pounds or something. But he's probably upper 5s, low 6s. So it was awesome we were able to get him in there. So they're going to come this afternoon. They're going to pick him up. And hopefully he settles down back at home. But Dad is going on chisel. Actually, he's probably almost done with that field. Cows have a bale. Calves got their hay fluffed. They got a little bit of grain. We have to grind tomorrow morning probably, if it's not raining. But they are talking a slight chance of rain. So grinding's on the list for the weekend. Getting ready for picking, possibly picking some corn this weekend. And then next week, I really don't have any football responsibilities unless it's next Friday, meaning we won tonight, which would be awesome. That would be huge if we did. That would be crazy if we did. But if we win tonight, we'll play next Friday. That'll be my only football responsibility. Everything else will be home after work and doing farm stuff, getting caught up, back in the groove. But it is Friday. I got to get in the house, get going. I hope you guys like the video. Please hit that thumbs up button, help support the channel. And if you got any questions at all, please leave them in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, help support the channel. And as always, thanks for coming along.